Hello guys. Welcome to Topplex. Today we are going to see the top 10 dangerous hacker in the world. So without wasting time, let's get started. Here comes the number 10. Astra. Astra has never been publicly identified. However, according to the Daily Mail, some information has been released about Astra, namely that he was apprehended by authorities in 2008, and at that time he was identified as a 58-year-old Greek mathematician. Reportedly, he had been hacking into the Dassault Group for almost half a decade. During that time, he stole cutting-edge weapons technology software and data which he then sold to 250 individuals around the world. His hacking cost the Dassault Group about $360 million in damages. Here is number 9. Jonathan James. Using the alias Comrade, Jonathan James hacked several companies. According to the New York Times, what really earned James' attention was his hack into the computers of the United States Department of Defense. Even more impressive was the fact that James was only 15 at the time. His hacking allowed him to access over 3,000 messages from government employees, usernames, passwords and other sensitive data. Here is number 8. Kevin Poulsen. In 1983, a 17-year-old Poulsen, using the alias Dark Dante, hacked into ARPANET, the Pentagon's computer network. Although he was quickly caught, the government decided not to prosecute Poulsen, who was a minor at the time. Instead, he was let off with a warning. But instead of various warnings, he kept his hacking continuously. In 1990, he hacked a radio station contest and ensured that he was the 102nd caller, winning a brand new Porsche, a vacation, and $20,000. Here is number 7. Michael Kals. In February 2000, 15-year-old Michael Kals, also known as Mafia Boy, discovered how to take over networks of university computers. He used their combined resources to disrupt the number one search engine at the time, Yahoo. Within 1 week, if the biggest websites in the world, valued at over $1 billion, could be so easily sidelined, was any online data truly safe? Here is number 6. Jensen James Ancheta. Jensen James Ancheta had no interest in hacking systems for credit card data or crashing networks to deliver social justice. Instead, Ancheta was curious about the use of bots, software-based robots, that can infect and ultimately control computer systems. Using a series of large-scale botnets, he was able to compromise more than 400,000 computers in 2005, according to Ars Technica. He then rented these machines out to advertising companies and was also paid to directly install bot-hardware on specific systems. Ancheta was sentenced to 57 months in prison. Here is number 5. Matthew Bevan and Richard Price. Matthew Bevan and Richard Price are a team of British hackers who hacked into multiple military networks in 1996, including Griffiths Air Force Base, the Defense Information System Agency and the Korean Atomic Research Institute, KARI. Bevan, Kuji, and Price, Data Stream Cowboy, have been accused of nearly starting a third world war after they dumped KARI research onto American military systems. Bevan claims he was looking to prove a UFO conspiracy theory. And according to the BBC, his case bears resemblance to that of Gary McKinnon. Here is number 4. Albert Gonzalez. According to the New York Daily News, Gonzalez, dubbed Zip Nazi, got his start as the troubled pack leader of computer nerds at his Miami high school. He eventually became active on criminal commerce site shadowcrew.com and was considered one of its best hackers and moderators. At 22, Gonzalez was arrested in New York for debit card fraud related to stealing data from millions of card accounts. To avoid jail time, he became an informant for the Secret Service, ultimately helping indict dozens of Shadow Crew members. During his time as a paid informant, Gonzalez continued his criminal activities. Along with a group of accomplices, Gonzalez stole more than 180 million payment card accounts from companies, including Office Max, Dave, and Buster's and Boston Market. Here is number 3. Adrian Lamo. In 2001, 20-year-old Adrian Lamo used an unprotected content management tool at Yahoo to modify a Reuters article and add a fake quote attributed to former Attorney General John Ashcroft. As Wired points out, however, Lamo took things too far in 2002 when he hacked the New York Times intranet, added himself to the list of expert sources, and began conducting research on high-profile public figures. Here is number 2. Anonymous. Anonymous got its start in 2003 on 4chan message boards in an unnamed forum. The group exhibits little organization and is loosely focused on the concept of social justice. In March 2008, a group of Anons marched past Scientology centers around the world wearing the now famous Guy Fawkes mask, as noted by The New Yorker. While the FBI and other law enforcement agencies have tracked down some of the group's more prolific members, the lack of any real hierarchy makes it almost impossible to identify or eliminate Anonymous as a whole. Here is the hacker at number 1. The most dangerous hacker in the world. Kevin Mitnick. A seminal figure in American hacking. Kevin Mitnick got his start as a teen. In 1981, he was charged with stealing computer manuals from Pacific Bell. In 1982, he hacked the North American Defense Command, NORAD, an achievement that inspired the 1983 film War Games. In 1989, he hacked Digital Equipment Corporation's DEC network and made copies of their software. Because DEC was a leading computer manufacturer at the time, this act put Mitnick on the map. He was later arrested, convicted and sent to prison. During his conditional release, he hacked Pacific Bell's voicemail systems. A warrant was issued for his arrest for the Pacific Bell incident. But Mitnick fled and lived in hiding for more than 2 years. When caught, he served time in prison for multiple counts of wire fraud and computer fraud. Although Mitnick ultimately went white hat, he may be part of the both hats gray area. So here is the list of top 10 dangerous hackers in the world. Thanks for watching this video. Please hit the like and subscribe button for more updates.